Hello and welcome to part 7 in the Algorithm Lab tutorial series. And in this video I'm going to be teaching you about functions. Now, functions are like filters in any image editing application. Well, functions can be filters. It just depends on how you use them. So first off, I want you to render out a graphic. Any type. I'm just going to render out randomly placed hollow rectangles on my 500 by 500 canvas with a random red value. Okay, so I want to make this image green instead. This is what you can use functions for. So go to Edit, Create, Function. Now a function creator will pop up. You give it a name. I'm going to call this green, and you give it a type, which will be effect, and then you have the RGBA values again. So all this does is it will go through each pixel and it will say, okay, I'm going to add whatever to the R, whatever to the G, whatever to the B, and whatever to the A. So usually if you want to make a green tint, you want to make it more green. So you want to add more green, and so I guess since there's red, I could subtract from red. Subtract maybe 100 also, and say OK. Then I'll go to the functions, and as you can see, your green function, or my green function, came up. Select that and click on Run. Now, of course, doesn't look green because its colors kind of canceling each other out. So I'm going to run it again. Okay. Well, that was a failure. I'm going to render out more and create another function. And this is just going to be called green 2. And then I just want to add 100 to green. I'm not going to subtract from red. Oops. Sorry. Let me clear off my canvas first and then re-render them out. Now I'm going to run green 2. Now it kind of looks green. It's yellow, but it's canceling the red out because it's equalizing, I guess. But if you continue to do it, it might get a little yellower and brighter green. Yeah. So that's a basic function for filtering colors. It's not the best, but it's just, I guess, an example, because you can do so much more with functions. So I'm going to keep this image here. I'm going to create one more function. I'm going to call this circle. As you can see, there are many types. And there is size, random distribute, render pixel, and shape and shape. I'm going to use render pixel. So what render pixel will do is render out the shape, which happens to be, I guess I'll use circle since it's named circle, and it'll render out a circle for every single pixel, with the circle being the color of the pixel. Of course, you have a width and a height of the circle, so I'm going to make this 15 by 15. And then the spacing. If you just made it so it would render out a circle every 1 pixel, then it wouldn't look any different. Because it's going to go through and say, okay, circle, circle, and their circles are just going to overlap, and so it'll look the exact same. So I'm going to make this 13. So we have a bit of overlap. I'm going to click on OK. Now I'm going to run circle. Now, as you can see, circles were rendered out for each one. Now it kind of looks like a cube pattern. And so this comes in use when, you could make tiles, randomly colored tiles, or I guess a direction, you could make it so it's longer, so it looks like it's stretching out in a certain direction. So these functions are very useful. I'm going to create one more function real quick, and this will be random distribute. All random distribute does is it picks a random number of colors. So say we have 50 and 50. It's going to pick a random color value between 50 plus the color and 50 minus color. I'm just going to call this rand. Use alpha will make it transparent. I'm not going to use this. Click on OK and run rand. Okay, there we go. It kind of looks like frosted glass or something like that. But as you can see, it just picks a random pixel color. So that comes in handy sometimes. And there's another function that I'm not going to cover in this video, which is resize. And all that does is resize the canvas. Pretty self-explanatory. And then shape and shape is, I'm not too sure about whether it's working or not. Last time I checked, it wasn't. So I wouldn't mess around with that until it's completely working. So I'll see you in part 8.